Hi, good afternoon. My name is Simon Webb. I am not a flashy sort of like professional YouTube person. I am literally here just to kind of give a review of some bike helmets that I've had over the years and the helmet that I've recently bought, which for reasons I will explain later, that I'm going to be returning, unfortunately. So this has none of the bells and whistles that some other videos have, so it has no sort of flashy intros or anything like that. This is literally just me sharing my personal opinion and my experiences with the helmets that I have behind me and the new one that I have bought. So a little kind of brief history about sort of like helmets and things that I've had. The first helmet that I bought when I was starting to do my CBT and then moving on to a Mod 1, Mod 2 was a HJC. I think it was like an IS11, I think, or something along those lines. I can't remember. It was quite a few years ago now. Still relatively new to riding a bike as well, compared to a lot of people that have been out there that have been riding since they were like this big. I had the HJC, kind of done what it needed to at the time, and then when it came to me sort of like looking at getting another helmet, the first helmet that I came to was the AGV, which was given to me by my brother-in-law as he had just changed his helmet. So this is the AGV K3SV. K3SV. So my apologies. Cracking helmet. I loved it because I am, as you can see by the flag and the other bits and pieces sort of around me and above me, I am a Valentino Rossi fan. So to have this helmet, which was one of the ones that I had been looking at, and then for my brother-in-law to say to me, you can have this if you want because I've just bought a new helmet, I was thrilled, I was over the moon. So I'll tell you a quick little bit about this. Some of the information that I'm going to be kind of giving you, like the actual specs of it, I'm going to be taking off of two different websites. One of them is sportsbikeshop.co.uk, which I cannot recommend enough. They've always been quite good with stuff that I've bought from them in the past as well. So the information that's in the description on there, so if you see me kind of looking over this way, it's me looking at the screen that I have here because I cannot remember all the bits and pieces about this helmet. What I will do is I will tell you about it from my point of view and my perspective and what has my experience with it. So the aperture on it is quite good, as you can see from the side. So with your head in there, you've got quite a good sort of viewing angle. I never had any issues. It has a quick release visor, which is always sort of handy. I think it's a must now for helmets. Especially if you go out and it's a sunny day or something like that, you go out with a tinted visor on, and then if you take your visor with you, like I know some people do, and then you end up getting stuck out and it's night time, you need to change that visor and have a quick and simple way of doing it. This comes with a very, very quick and simple way where you literally just pop the visor open, and on both sides of the helmet, so on here and on that side, there is a little red like tab bit there, and you pull that down like that on both sides, and you'll hear it click, and it unlocks the visor from the helmet, and then you simply pop it out on both sides, and then your visor's off. Job done. So we'll just put that down there just for a sec. Okay, so as you can see, obviously this is the clear visor. It has pin lock already on it. This is the one I've had on here for the time being. I did have like a bluey, pearly, blue, purpley, iridescent type visor with it that was for sort of like race and things. Never actually raced. I'd love to give it a go, but there you go. That's another story. But unfortunately, I put it down on the ground. I can't remember if I kicked it or just knocked it or something like that. But as it rolled, it then put a nice mark straight down the front of it. So I've now kind of binned that off. I don't actually know, even though it's here somewhere, but I don't know where I've actually put it. So that's the visor for the AGV. Going back to the helmet, just talking about this. So you have on the front of it here, on this like here, you've got the rubber bit here that's designed to obviously stop the visor from sort of steaming up and things. It's designed to kind of keep your breath from your nose and everything kind of going downwards rather than into the visor. It's got two vents on the front here, which are activated by a little somewhere in here there's a little switch just, I don't know if you can, you're probably not going to be able to see that on there, I don't even know if I can get the angle in there to do it, but just underneath the chin guard here there is a little switch that you kind of push or pull up or down, and then that releases the like the vents at the front. You have two vents at the top of the helmet as well here, which are, it's supposed to be kind of like quite easy, and obviously they want to make it more streamlined and stuff. I always found it a little bit fiddly to kind of do these whilst you're on your helmet, because it's not, because of the way that it's designed, you'd expect it to kind of go like that way, but obviously because it goes that way, it's just a weird angle to kind of push it, so I always found it a little bit awkward, a little bit fiddly, but never a major issue, to be honest. And then you have the other vent here, which is on a simple switch at the top here, and you literally slide that backwards and forwards and that opens the vent in here. So ventilation wise is really good, and you've got the two exhaust bits at the back to allow any kind of like excess heat to escape. The padding on the inside, for example, is quite sort of like comfortable. This is a little bit out of shape now, to be fair, so the helmet's quite old. More of an ornament now, to be honest. It kind of just sits up on the shelf up there with the rest of my my Rossi stuff. The padding's quite good. It also has an internal visor as well, which is activated on this side here. So as you push that up, then that drops down there. I always thought that was really kind of a good design, and then the more I started riding, and I tried it on the odd occasion, on like particularly hot days, for example, what I did find is that obviously if you lift the visor up and just have them down, so if I put that down for a sec, so as that's down with the visor up and you're riding along, the wind tends to sort of like cut straight in and go straight up into your eyes, kind of thing. So it's, yeah, it's not the most comfortable. I know it's, you know, they designed it there to obviously use with your visor down and things, but you know, that's just it's those things that you kind of try when you're riding. As I said, the padding and everything is quite good. I did think after a while that the, you know, sort of like after the use that I had of it, the padding at the top could maybe do with being a little bit thicker. The padding around your forehead and around your cheeks here is quite good. But and it was sort of like the bit around the kind of the back of the head here is quite good. But as I said, like the padding at the top, it's not very thick. I think it'd just be that a little bit thicker, just to kind of make it a little bit more snug and feel a bit more fitted. It was one of them. It's one of these ones where I had to adjust the chin strap to be quite tight, so that it kind of pulled the helmet onto my head, if you like. And then it felt kind of really uncomfortably tight, sort of especially around here. So yeah, so the padding at the top could be maybe like a little bit thicker. It's not one of those things. I'm not too sure if you can actually get padding from AGV or anywhere to kind of replace the internal padding here. I don't know if that's an option. Chin strap is a ratchet strap, and by ratchet it clicks into place like if you've ever skied or snowboarded or put roller skates on or anything along those lines that have these types of straps, or if you're a motocross rider or something, generally your boots and stuff are like that as well, that has a ratchet strap, as you can hear, as it clicks into place like that. Very, very good. Won't come off until you kind of release the catch, and then it just slides out. Really simple mechanism and quite good. I did have a very kind of low speed accident in this. When was that? Probably last year, I think. Yeah, last July. And it took kind of like an impact on the back. There's a bit of scuffing around it and stuff where it hit the floor. It wasn't a particularly high speed crash, maybe about 15 to 20 mile an hour or something like that. But needless to say, it did protect my head. I'm still here. My mind is as good as it always was, and yeah, it's a good helmet. It did the job. I'm just going to going through the stuff that's on sportsbikeshop.co.uk now in terms of description and things. The K3SV is a successor to the very popular K3, but now with an internal sun visor, manufactured in 2 shell sizes throughout the size range. The shell was constructed from a high-resistant thermoplastic resin, or HIRTH. The interior pads are made from Drylex with microfiber and sanitizing treatment. Both the cheek pads and the interior pad are removable and washable. Front air intakes along with the rear exhaust, micrometric retention system. I don't know. And it says on there that it shares share Bluetooth system ready, and comes with an optical class 1 non-scratch anti-fog polycarbonate visor and internal sun visor. Make this helmet unbeatable value for money. I do agree with them. I think it's a cracking helmet. It's one of those ones. It's worth it if you're curious about it in any way, shape or form, and you're kind of eyeing to buy this helmet. Then yeah, go for it. Get it, try it on, see what it's like. If in any doubt, if you don't think it fits properly, Sports Bike Shop are quite good, and I know they will sort of like, you know, if it doesn't fit properly, I'm sure we've had this conversation with them. They can you can send it back to them, and they also do finance options now as well, as I recently found out. The bit on there where it says about the Bluetooth system ready. Not 100% sure what that is, because some of the comments that have followed that have then it's people saying, well, does it come with Bluetooth system integrated? No, it doesn't. It doesn't come Bluetooth system integrated. However, what it does come with in the insides, kind of like say like here and on that side, on the inside of it is where your headphones would be if you had a Bluetooth system connected, and there are little kind of there's like fabric there that they will kind of stick to. So in terms of is it ready or anything like that, yeah, in that sense I guess it is, because obviously it's there, it's available to connect in. Did have a Bluetooth unit on this, but in the same crash I was on about, it that got broken. But it did work quite well. The headphones sit in quite a good position. It's a case of getting the headphones in there, playing your music or whatever it is you want to put on there, and then putting the helmet on, and then kind of just trying to decipher as to whether or not the headphone needs to kind of go up a little bit or down a little bit. But yeah, as I said, it's a good helmet, definitely worth it. It's got all your usual kind of like safety ratings and things like that. However, I don't think this one is sharp rated. I don't believe it is anyway. Let's just have a look and see what else it's got on here. So it's got all the usual, obviously it does all the usual kind of like tests and stuff like that. So it's got the British Kite mark on the back here as well, to say that it's gone through at least some sort of testing for it. Comes with a 2-year warranty from new. Yeah, there's nothing else to kind of really say about it apart from the fact that, you know, apart from what I've kind of already said. The weight of this helmet, I believe, is about 1470, so 1,470 grams, give or take 50 grams, I think, is the official line. Yeah, it's a good helmet, genuinely a good helmet. So that's that one. That's the AGV. So I'm going to pop that back up there. Which then brings me on to the next helmet that I have. Didn't know too much about them at first. Kind of saw them getting used, I think, in like BSB and stuff. I'm not sure if they're used in MotoGP, I can't remember. But it's the LS2s. As I said, didn't know really kind of anything about these helmets at first. Never really kind of looked at them. My brother-in-law made a suggestion about them, saying that he was looking at getting one. Then he got one. I tried it on, and instantly it was like putting on a really comfy pair of slippers. Best helmet that I've had out of the 3 helmets that I've had since I've been riding. This is definitely the best helmet that I've had so far, and I will tell you why. So this is the LS2 Arrow. And for the kind of information, the official tagline of information, this is coming off of FC Moto. So this is the LS2 FF323, the Arrow R Evo. Again, like I said, from LS2. It's a very striking looking helmet straight off the bat. The colour scheme is pretty good. I don't know if you can really kind of tell in this video. The colour here kind of looks like it's like an orangey. It is like an orangey colour, like an orangey reddish colour. But yeah, this is a beautiful helmet. This is actually my favourite helmet that I've tried on, and I've tried on a few, to be fair, since kind of like looking to get a new helmet. So yeah, so from LS2, so I'll quickly kind of run through the sort of like official specs of it. So main features are it's a HPFC, which is a high performance fiberglass composite. Now I don't entirely know what the composite bit is, because I've seen various different things about like tri-composite and this, that and the other, and I'm presuming it's the way that the fabric is made that creates the shell. It says got 3 shells and it's a certified ECE 22.05. Not sure what that means, but if you know, then you know, I guess. The grammage weight of this is 1,390 grams, give or take 50 grams. So compared to the AGV, which, as I said, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it is on there. So it's 50. Actually, so this is 1525, give or take 50 grams. So it's this one is definitely that little bit kind of like lighter. This has some amazing features. It really does. With the visor, it's got something on it called Fog Fighter, although this does actually have a pin lock. There's a Fog Fighter system. It also comes with a quick release system as well. Also has the option of the tear off visor that goes over the front. You know, if you watch the MotoGP or BSB or anything like that, you'll see they have layers upon layers of this film over the top, so they can just whip it off quickly, and it gets rid of any kind of bug splatter and that kind of thing. It's scratch resistant as an anti-fog, and is deemed to be a racing visor. What makes it a racing visor, I've got to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. It might be because of the fact that it's lockable at the front, I'm not sure. Comfort wise, it's got a removable and washable comfort liner. It's hypoallergenic, and it's a laser cut foam apparently. Has a chin curtain. I don't know if I really call it a curtain, if I'm honest. It's more like a, I don't know, I wouldn't exactly say it was a curtain anyway. It's not particularly big, but maybe there should be like another bit that kind of like sits over it there, because this is all it is here. So if they're classing that as a chin curtain, then yeah, okay, I guess. But I think if it was a chin curtain, it should sit right over that bit there. Unless it's something that's I just don't have. I just don't know. It's got a breath. So it's got a breath deflector as well, the same as the AGV one. So just on here. So as you breathe, it will direct your breath downwards from the like sort of down the front of the helmet on the inside, obviously, and not up towards the visor, which could obviously cause sort of like fogging. I know they say it's anti-fog, but has various types of ventilation on it as well. It's got a vent on the front here, which is accessible from the switch that's on the front there, and it also has a kind of a vent system at the top here, which is quite good. So with your helmet, you can literally just go like that, and you'll kind of catch it. So it's not as tedious as the AGV one, where you have to kind of physically sort of like push the vent. This one is just a little switch. And then it has your kind of exhaust vents at the back, kind of just here and here, and then sort of on the underneath of this spoiler bit here. This is by far definitely, as I said, the best helmet that I've had, and it's a helmet that I'm seriously considering sort of having another look at and maybe getting like a newer one as well. As I said at the start of it there, it has your sort of like lock here. So big silver button there with the LS2 embossed onto it, and that catches it in place, and then you can lift it up like that. So it's a nice system, and it stays there. And if you want to, you can just unclip that just to kind of let a little bit of ventilation in if you really want to. Yeah, it doesn't have sun visor, but with this one, to be fair, I've never found the need to, because I have for this I have a clear visor, and I also have a tinted visor as well, which is down here. So there is my tinted visor, also pin lock ready. The one thing that I did notice about these visors when I first looked at them is they're actually quite thick. They're proper solid visors. The AGV one feels a little bit kind of more, it feels rigid, but at the same time a little bit flimsy in comparison to this. But yeah, cannot fault that visor. Absolutely cracking visor. And to say that it's dark is an understatement. I did actually get caught out once. I forgot to take my clear visor and had to ride back with the visor open at night, which, let me tell you, is kind of difficult, especially where I live. Coming out through the country, there is like flies and everything just smacking you in the face. Yeah, quite annoying. So on the inside of it, the padding is like incredible. It's, as I say, it's like putting an old pair of slippers on. It's really, really comfortable around your cheeks here. You can definitely feel that it's holding your face in place. I found it, you can't really kind of turn your head inside the helmet and things like that, which is obviously a really good thing. But this also comes with they've got these two strap, these bits here. Sorry, it's got the LS2 on it. Okay, these aren't actually part of the obviously they're stitched to it, but they actually do serve a purpose. And in the unfortunate event, if you are in a crash and they need to remove your helmet in any way, these have got the new style, although they're a little bit old now, but the new style kind of like release mechanism. So you can actually, like emergency services, if they know what they're doing, you can get hold of these and pull these out so that it will release the padding from around your face, which enables your helmet to then come off without having to kind of, you know, not pull your head around and stuff. So very, very, very good. It's a professional system that's been used in sort of like GP and I think BSB and possibly even World Superbikes as well for quite a while. The chin strap is the double D ring, the traditional kind of double D ring, which I think personally I prefer. I think you get a tighter fit on it. Simple system, you know, the way that you kind of do, you put it through both of the rings, and then you fold it over the first one and tuck it underneath the second one, and then as you kind of like fold it back, it then has the little clip, the little like popper on it. It's really simple. It doesn't get in your way or anything like that. I've never had any issues with it. The lining on the inside at the top, compared to using the AGV as an example, the padding on the inside of this at the top of the head and at the back of the head is a lot thicker. It's a lot comfier, and it's just a nicer helmet to wear. It really, really is. So that's the LS2 Arrow. Comes in a variety of really good sort of different liveries and stuff. Pardon me. The quick release system on this, like the AGV one, is very, very simple. You can't see it in here. I apologise because it's a little bit dark in here, but it's where the sun's positioned. The glare that comes through the window when you try to do a video is like horrendous. That's why I've had to do it like this. The only thing I can possibly do to show you actually might be to stick my torch on. I don't know if that's going to help or not really. Nah, to be honest it's not, so I'll leave that as it is for now. But like the AGV, there is a simple system. This side section underneath the visor here has got like a carbon fibre look. I don't think it's actually carbon fibre. I think it's just more of a carbon fibre look. But it's marked on. There's like a trigger, and on there it's got an arrow pointing that way. So you pull that, and then it releases the visor, and that's it. And you do the same on the other side, and then it's off straight away. Getting it back in, I'll just push it back in like that. Really, really simple. Like I said, I cannot fault this helmet whatsoever. It's been brilliant. Absolutely love it. in terms of anything else on this helmet, what can I say that is listed on here? To be fair, probably not a lot. As I said, like the weight is 1390, give or take 50 grams, so it's lighter than the AGV helmet. But at the same time, it feels more solid. Yeah, just overall, just a fantastic helmet. Absolutely love it. So that's the LS2 Arrow. They also do it in on the sportsbikeshop.co.uk. They also have the LS2 Arrow in, I can't remember what colour it is, but in the picture it looks very, it doesn't look like it does in the flesh. And I can't for the life of me think what it is, and I'm not going to kind of look for it now, but it's one that's kind of got like a bluey, it's got a bluey carbon look over it, with like an orangey red, similar to what's on the back of that. In the picture doesn't do it any justice. In the flesh, it's probably one of the best looking helmets I think I've ever seen. It's beautiful. This then brings me on to the helmet that I have just sat there, which you can just see out of the corner there. So I need to I'm just bringing the information up because I want to make sure they get it right. So, so this helmet here, this is from a company called Ruroc. Now, if anybody knows anything about motorcycle helmets, they'll know that there are a few brands that have kind of like, or a few companies out there that have tried to do something different and design a new style of helmet, bring out a new helmet, or break into the motorbike helmet market. Ruroc have done it quite well, but it's not as perfect as I kind of hoped it would be. So Ruroc are there's sort of like snowboarding, skiing, skating helmet manufacturers, and sort of, yeah, different basically kind of like snow sports and skates and cycling and stuff like that. Their designs are pretty cool generally, and this is the first time that they've gone into the motorbike helmet market. Now, this is the Ruroc Atlas. This helmet I have been following the progress of for years, since they first kind of said that they were releasing this helmet. You know, they were kind of getting people to sort of like follow it and to get interested in it and things like that, to see, you know, just basically to follow the progress, because this helmet was billed as being a fantastic helmet. So I've been following the progress of this helmet for, as I say, like the last good few years since they first announced it. I think it might have even possibly been maybe like 3 years ago, something like that. It might have even been a bit longer now, actually. I can't remember. So I've been following the progress of it, and then eventually they released it, and I kept on looking at the picture of it, and I was like, this helmet is beautiful, absolutely love it. There was features on it that I really, really liked, and I just thought were fantastic. And since kind of getting this helmet, trying it on, looking at the different features of it and things, this is kind of, there are pros and cons to this helmet, which I'm really gutted about, because I kind of envisioned this helmet being the best helmet on the market, and I think it's a beautiful looking helmet, but as I said, there are flaws with it, which I'm really kind of gutted about. So anyway, so here it is. This is the Ruroc Atlas. This is the red Hellfire Riot edition. And just take this off, and there's the back of it, and give you a little sneak peek. As I said, like the lighting in here unfortunately is really pants. I'm really sorry. It is a matte black with red livery, and there it is. That is the Ruroc Atlas. This is the Hellfire edition. There we go. Just kind of show you that a little bit. It's got all that embossed on the side as well. It's got the Ruroc badge here, just kind of, you can just about see it. So again, I'm really, really sorry about the light. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking helmet. So with that in mind, why do I not like this helmet? Why is it not the helmet that I have been waiting for the last kind of like 3-4 years or so? Quite simply because, let me just find it. Okay, so again, so the information I'm getting for this helmet, like the official information, is directly from Ruroc's website. Okay, so Atlas Riot Hellfire, Riot leads to Revolution. The all-new Riot series available now in 5 different colourways. Ultra bright decals on rubberised matte black shell designed for robust and rugged usage. Ride the Riot Hellfire now. All Atlas helmets ship with a clear road legal visor and a dark tinted track day visor that is for sunny conditions only. Obviously they have to put that, yeah, because obviously you're not technically meant to ride with tinted visors, as we all know, but who listens to that? So it's DOT certified, so it's had its testing and things. It's ECE 22.05, which again, this was mentioned on the AGV. I'm not 100% sure what that stands for without actually kind of Googling it to find out. So it's a carbon shell. It has 6 air intakes and 6 exhausts, and also has some other features as well, which I'll briefly kind of discuss. I haven't tried them out purely because I'm sending the helmet back. So what initially drew me to this helmet when I first saw it is I just love the design of it. Even just like the kind of the plain black helmet when the concept design first came out. I saw it and I was like, actually, you know what, I really like that. It's got a really cool profile from the side, so straight sort of like sweeping over the top, and then to the little spoiler bit at the back here that's got your ventilation in there as well. So I genuinely love that. I thought it was, yeah, just cracking. From the front, it's got more of a Street Fighter design, I would guess. So if you were riding something like a like a Bandit or some other kind of naked, whether it be Ducati, Honda, whatever, it's got that kind of look at the front of it. It's kind of just looks like it would be sort of like more suited for a Street Fighter. The viewing on this now, I haven't taken this out on the road because I primarily ordered it because I wanted the helmet, but also I didn't know how it was going to fit, because unfortunately there isn't anywhere that I know that you can go and try this on it in a shop. I've tried my local suppliers and stuff like that, and none of them have had this helmet. They can order it in, but no one's actually had it there to try on. So I think it might just be Ruroc kind of testing the water first, work out the kinks and stuff, and when they eventually do have the perfect helmet, then they will obviously kind of maybe sort of putting it into stores and stuff like that, or at shows, whether it be like the MCN show or the Carol Nash show, or kind of whatever. Putting this helmet on for the first time, the first thing I noticed was with the visor. The visor doesn't have pin lock. That was actually the first thing that I noticed, is that it's not pin lock. So I was like, right, okay, fine. Well, obviously, a lot of visors now are saying that they have like an anti-fog technology and stuff like that as well. In all the time that I had this on in my house, so it's quite warm, I was getting warm. It should then start to build up condensation. It then should start to mist up, and it didn't. So that technically, and rightly so, works. The viewing out of this helmet is brilliant. It gives you a very, very good view kind of up, and it gives you a very good view sort of down, but obviously side to side as well is brilliant. So yeah, I cannot fault the view. Ventilation at the front is by 2 vents right on the nose there, and they are there's a little switch on the inside there that's quite a soft switch. You don't have to really kind of put any effort into it, so that's good if you're riding along, because you don't want to be buggering around with vents. You just want to go like that, and then it's done and dusted then. Has 2 vents in the side here. We've got kind of these air scoops around them that will take the air into the helmet, and I believe these are active vents, and we'll kind of like pump it into the side to maybe to keep the like the inside core here, because it's quite thin there on that section, so that should allow the air to kind of flow through into the helmet. I believe these ones on the top here, unless I'm mistaken, I think are for decoration. I don't believe they are. Having a little bit of a fiddle in there. No, so right, so the vents on the top here are literally for decoration, which is fine, that's fair enough. And then you do have like your exhaust ports at the back, left and right there. One of the key features that I loved about this helmet when I was looking at it was the new system that they were developing that was going to work with this, that was going to be integrated with it as an optional extra, of course, which is the Shockwave audio system. Brilliant design, ingenious, and I thought, you know what, that's why I want this helmet, because I love that. I like the fact that it's not something that's bolted onto the side of your helmet, because they've got the vents here and stuff like that. You don't really want anything kind of like stopping the airflow into them, so to have something integrated into the helmet I thought was a fantastic idea. So in the base of the helmet here, so as I say, you can't really see, you might be able to see it a little bit there. In this bit here, this section here actually comes off, and inside here is a compartment where the Shockwave audio module will literally plug straight into that. When I took this cover off to actually have a look and see what's inside, there is there's a cable that's in there, which I believe is like some sort of antenna, I think, that plugs into the Shockwave unit. Unfortunately, with this one, it was broke, and that was purely because the cable was caught on something. So as I kind of fished it out, the cable is like, it's so ridiculously thin. It's like hair fiber thin. So as I pulled it, it literally pulled the connection off. So that's part of the reason why I'm returning the helmet. So that's one of the reasons. Only two reasons why I'm returning the helmet, and that was one of them. So I've emailed Ruroc, and they've sent a reply back through, which I'll read through in a couple of minutes. The ingenious design that is on this for this strap. So this is a new type of strap. I haven't seen this on any helmets. So you normally have like your double D ring or like a ratchet system. This has a maglock system, and I was like, what is this all about? I thought it was, you know, I don't like change. I like you know, just kind of like easy stuff. And then I thought, well, actually, how hard this can this actually be? It's a magnet. It's very good. That is it. The strap is on. So with your head in there, that is literally, it's the hardest bit of this is because it's a new system. So the hardest bit of it is getting used to how to put it on when the helmet is on your head. So you need to kind of obviously look at it a couple of times like this so that you can actually see how it works. So I will try and get a little bit closer so you can see this. Let's chuck this up on there like that. Okay, so this might work. Okay, these chin straps I will talk about in a sec. So this is your metal plate. See, that's really bad, you can't really see that. Let me just try that light, get a little bit of illumination maybe there. So yes, you might be able to see that a little bit better now. So that is your metal lock. Here is your strap, and there is your red tab on here. Okay, and that simply goes like that, and it clicks in. Yeah, so the chrome ring that's there kind of goes over the top of this bit here, and then it locks into place. Now you cannot take that off, right, unless, not even doing that, not even moving that strap, you cannot take that off because of the way that this is designed. The only way you can take this off, and I think this is brilliant, is literally by pulling this, and it is as simple and as easy as that. Yet that thing will not come off because of the way that this actual bracket or this clamp or clip or whatever you want to call it is actually designed. So I think is brilliant, and a bit more sort of like publicising around this, I think, is fantastic, because it's a brilliant design. It's really, really good. Yeah, so that's on at the moment, and I cannot. I'm quite a strong guy, right? You cannot get that off, even if you kind of fold it back on itself so that it comes off. It should come off the way that it should. You cannot take it off. You cannot. Hell, which hurt my thumb then. You cannot take it off. You literally have to pull that, and that is as simple as that. I think it's a brilliant design. I think it's fantastic. Needs a little bit of tweaking though. So the good things about it is it's a new, very, very simple system that uses a very strong magnet, and because of the way that the metal has been like cut or cast or whatever, or milled, whatever you want to call it, I'd imagine it's probably done sort of like by a computer now, I'm guessing, just because of the shape of the cut. I don't think you could do that by hand. The way that it's designed, that ain't coming off, and like I said, it's really, really simple. The metal looks really good. It's got the Ruroc logo embossed onto it just there, and as I said, just the fact that you can put a lot of strain on that and it won't come off, and you simply just go, look, I even do it with my little finger. There you go, I'm done. But yeah, it's as strong as anything. I reckon that if you put a pole through that while that was done up and you held onto the helmet, that will 100% will support your weight. I think it's brilliant design, absolutely fantastic. Where this falls down for me is this. There's these flappy little mofos here. So these are the pads for the chin guard, right? Now, when I put the helmet on, these chin guards don't stay in place. So the ideal situation would be is the fact, especially with this one, with the actual clamp, excuse me, is if that was kind of fixed to that chin strap. That would just make sense to me. And then this one, you kind of, you know, do whatever you want to do with. So then that literally kind of goes on there like that, and it's done. That one can be stitched to there. Okay. Now this one, let me try and turn the light on a sec. Hang on, because I want to try and make this point. So I don't know how clear this is. I should have probably done this from the start, to be fair. But yeah, okay. So this bit here should be stitched onto that or attached to that, because there's no need for it to really be separate. This one has this really annoying flappy bit, and I can't for the life of me think why it's there. I don't think it needs to be that long, and I don't understand why it's there, like I said, because with the lock actually on, it sits fine. It sits perfect how it should. When you're putting this helmet on, you then have to fiddle around and kind of like sort of like tuck it to the place where it needs to be. That's annoying, because you kind of, with this system being so quick, you kind of want to get your helmet on. Like if you're in a bit of a rush or you're trying to catch up with your mates if they've just left, then you want to get this helmet on, get that on, go. You don't want to be like faffing around with padding for the chin strap. So in terms of the chin strap, the actual mechanism itself is brilliant. It's a fantastic design. I really, really like it. The padding is ridiculously annoying and very, very tedious, and I hate it. That's very frustrating. So going on with the rest of the helmet, as I said, I love the look of it. I genuinely love the look of it. The clear visor, as it said, comes with it, and you get a tinted visor as well, and I also ordered a red iridescent visor as well, and it looks beautiful. I ordered the padded bag that comes with it as well, and the padded bag is really, really nice. It's a really large compartment, obviously, for the helmet to go into, and also has a zip on the side to put maybe gloves or, you know, whatever else you kind of want to put in there. There's a little compartment there, so it's a great design for the bag. As I said, looks wise, the helmet, I think it's beautiful. There you go, you can see that a bit better now. So I'm really sorry, I should have put the light on at the start really, instead of faffing around. So I do apologise for that, but I thought with this one, I thought I'll try it because the helmet's black, and I kind of want you to see the stuff that I'm kind of talking about, and hopefully you've been able to. Inside the helmet, now you can't really see that, so this one I might have to use a torch for. So inside the helmet there, so you can just see that. So that's the padding where your, obviously the top of your head goes, right? Now, I let my brother-in-law try this on and my best mate try this on, and both of them, without me even prompting them, said exactly the same thing. The padding at the top here is far too thin. It's far too thin. The shape inside here for your head leaves a bit of a gap at the back and at the top. It doesn't feel like it's on your head properly. I adjusted the strap so that I could make it tighter, but then the same as the AGV one, the strap then felt like it was too tight, but it still didn't feel very comfortable on your head. The LS2, you put your head in that and it's perfect. So in terms of trying on for fitment, oh, and another thing as well, and again, this is something I didn't prompt my brother-in-law about, but he tried it on when he tried it on. When he took it off, there is something in the back here in this padding, and it's actually quite sharp. I think it's a piece of, it feels like a piece of plastic or something like that to do with the lining. And let's just have a look at that. Yeah, there's something in there that's kind of sharp, and as he took it off, he went, ow. He was like, something scratched me on the back of my head. And I thought, thinking about it, I thought it was this. I thought it was the cover here for where the shockwave goes, because it's just a thin piece of plastic that's quite movable, so it would probably catch. But having said that, I've just actually realised what it is. So in the this bit of the padding here that you can take off, which is your liner. So this is your liner that goes around the base of your neck. Just here, there is a piece of plastic, and I don't know if it's just been trimmed. It's not been trimmed off properly or something like that. But that is what scratched me and scratched my brother-in-law. So yes, I've just discovered that. So I'll let them know about that as well. Because I think I did say to them something about something scratching the back of my head, but I wasn't too sure exactly what it was. So this is the Ruroc Atlas helmet. This was the helmet, as I said, that I've been waiting for ages and ages and ages. And unfortunately, I love the look of it, like I said, but I'm not as blown away with it as I was kind of hoping I would have been. So I'm just looking at because I wanted to give you like a proper price breakdown as well of how much I paid for this helmet. So just bear with me. I think that's the American. Yeah, that's the American site. Don't want the American site, because we are not in America. Okay, right. So when I bought this helmet, and the helmet itself was £320. The shockwave unit was £120, and the additional red visor was £30, and the bag I think was about £40, I think, or something like that. So all told, it was thereabouts £530, I think it was, for the whole package. I've just remembered something else I need to talk to you about as well. The visor is very, very good. The aperture is very, very good. The viewing angles are very, very good. However, what it doesn't have compared to some of the more traditional helmets is like the click system. So obviously when this is on your head, okay, you should be able to grab hold of it. Like the LS2 has got the button at the front. You push the button at the front and then you lift it up like that. The AGV one has got it at the side, so you lift it up. This one, however, has tabs on both sides of the visor, and the simple reason being for this is because that's one-handed, that is really, really stiff. So you need to kind of use two hands to be able to lift it up effectively and easy. With one hand, it kind of twists, so it makes it very difficult for you to kind of just do it one-handed. So if you're in traffic or whatever, and you kind of just want that little bit of extra ventilation, you kind of have to. You can do it one-handed. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not an easy system, and it doesn't like, engage in different positions either. So it is literally, it sweeps up, sweeps down. So literally, it's like that, and then it's kind of, you can put it in different places, but it's not designed to kind of sit there because it doesn't lock into place like traditional visors do. The other thing as well with this, my brother-in-law said he wasn't too keen on it, was the fact that it doesn't lock over like the nose bit here, and it's basically rubber trim that sits around here to kind of seal the visor so there's no wind gets through. Now obviously I haven't taken this out on the road, so I don't know how effective that is, so I'm sure there'll probably be, or I know there's other videos out there that will tell you a little bit more about this. And how that kind of works. The release mechanism on this as well is, I've got to be honest, it's a bit crap. It comes with a special tool that is an Allen key bolt to put through here. So you undo this bolt on both sides, take the visor off, put the new one in, and then screw it back in. That's no good. If you want to kind of compete with like the market, then you need to be kind of following suit. Maybe do a different design of it or something like that if you want to, but you need to have that quick release mechanism. So the message that I sent to them, which they have replied to, which I will be able to kind of go on here and be able to tell you what they said. Let's see, let's put that there. Okay, so I emailed them the same day that the helmet arrived and explained to them the problem that I had and the fact that it didn't fit that well, and unfortunately wasn't the helmet for me. So I said to them, hey guys, got my helmet today. If I'm honest, it looks lovely, but the fit for me isn't great, and the antenna bit for the shockwave is damaged. I've seen on other videos that the cable should be freely hanging, however this one was caught on something, and as I tried to get it free, the gold bit broke off. I know it's a ridiculously thin wire, but I wasn't expecting that to happen. So I need to send it back. Really sorry guys, just not the helmet for me, and needs a bit more padding around the back and top, I think, like the LS2 that I have, and a sad face. They then replied a couple of days later saying, hey Simon, thanks very much for getting in touch. I hope you're well. I'm sorry to hear this. This definitely shouldn't have happened. I've raised this with our quality team so that they can check this with the future helmets, as we haven't seen this happen before. I've contacted the warehouse team to send you across a prepaid returns label so that we can have this returned for you. Upon returning your helmet and accessories, please complete the returns document found on my returns page, which I have already printed out, and it's there ready for me to fill out. If there's anything else that I can help you with in the meantime, please let me know. So all this time that I've kind of been in contact with Ruroc since the Atlas helmet was first announced, they've been really, really good in terms of response. So, like, massive respect for them for that. They are really responsive, responsive in terms of contact manufacturer. So I sent them a message back following that saying, thank you so much for understanding. I think your helmet is so close to being one of the best, and I have a few suggestions for feedback. The inside rear of the helmet seems too thin in terms of padding, however the sides feel good. The chin strap maglock is a brilliant idea, and I pulled it around a little to see how secure it was. No way that was coming off without pulling the red tab. However, the negative for me with the padding on the strap is it's too flappy and needs to be secured a bit more. Had no issues with the nose piece, because I know in reviews that people have done, this nose piece section here, people were saying that it was kind of like it was rubbing on their nose. I think maybe when they were taking it off, or just maybe the design of the helmet didn't suit their head, I don't know. I personally didn't have any issues with it. I said, however, it did scratch the back of my neck when taking it off, but I think this might have been the shockwave cover. Now actually looking at it closely, I now think it's that other bit, so I will say to them that it's this that's doing it. I said to them the padded bag is mega quality, because it genuinely is. Not too keen on the visor fixing hypothetical situation, which I think is, like I was saying earlier on, is one of those ones that we might have all been sort of caught out with at some point or another. I have the red visor or tinted visor on during the day. I think I'm going to be late, so I need to change the clear one. And I said, oh shit, I've lost the Allen bolt attachment and don't have a spare. Now I'm in trouble, as you can't ride at night with a tinted visor. Which I think is one of those very real situations, real scenarios that could potentially happen. I know most people, I've got a couple of tools underneath the seat on my CBR, but would I have the Allen key for that? I don't know. Is there a chance that I might have left it at home, or if I've lost it or something like that? Every possibility. And the tool that they send you with it is on like a little key ring, which can maybe go on your keys, but if that's come off, these are all situations that could, like, you know, they could happen. They could definitely happen. I said overall look is epic. I think the side profile is so nice, the livery is good, and from the front it has a really sweet Street Fighter type look. I think more sports race look on the front in the future would be a great option. So maybe if they had this type of helmet for people that have a kind of Street Fighter type bike, like a Ducati Monster or a Bandit or whatever, this sort of option helmet would be really kind of, it would look nice, it would kind of look, it's kind of aggressive, and the livery patterns that they do have available, like the Ronin and things like that, would look proper smart. However, if they kind of maybe redesigned it a little bit more so that it was a bit more of a traditional sense in terms of the AGV or the LS2 or the HJCs of the world and things, they would then kind of open themselves up into another market of the motorcycle helmet as well, and could possibly even push to kind of promote their products in Superbike, BSB, MotoGP, anything like that. And obviously you kind of, because this is like an evolutionary thing, I said to them, keep up the good work, and I'll be happy to review the helmet officially for you if you like on YouTube, which is what I'm doing now. So then I got a reply back this morning, which reads the following. Thanks so much for your feedback. We really appreciate it. Having the feedback from you guys allows us to improve our products further to ensure that it is the best lid out there. In February 2020, so for anybody who's interested in this helmet and you kind of think, oh, do I buy one now, do I not, I've got Black Friday coming up soon, should I get one? Hold that thought. In February 2020, we will be releasing Atlas 2.0, which is going to fix the problems that you are facing with the current Atlas helmet. This will have improved the comfort liner and internal finishing to make sure comfortable, and it will look more aesthetically pleasing. The maglock itself is truly incredible. Most of our customers were hesitant about this. However, it became the easily most talked about positive of the Atlas helmets. The chin strap has also been amended so that this can be adjusted more for a better fit. We've had several lots of feedback on the chin strap, of this being too short or too long, etc. It's different for everyone, so we want to make sure that the chin strap can be adjusted to be the best fit for every individual. There will also be a new visor mechanism which will make the visor change an easier and quicker process. It will also have a spring-loaded back force to lock the visor into place, which will make the visor easier to lift. So judging by that from what they're saying, it sounds like I'm not the only one that's obviously said or raised these things about this helmet. So it sounds like from that they may well be going to a quick release system rather than this bolt-in system. And it sounds like they're going to be also doing a lock system on the front here. So in line with like the LS2 and the AGV one as well, so that you, like it says there, so that you can be able to move it properly just with one hand. It will also have a spring-loaded force back lift as well as close, as well as creating a better seal once the visor is closed. So with the visor here, because it's not actually sealed, it's literally just pushed close, it's not locked into place. So with that locked into place, it would then saying that with that lock in place, it would then kind of give a better seal around it. I think just from having it on in my house, with the visor open and talking, you can hear the sound kind of coming at your face here, so you can hear everything around you. With the visor down, you can hear inside the helmet. So like, you know, like if you put your hands in front of your mouth here and you talk, you can hear the difference in sound from how I'm talking to you now to compared to that, and it's basically, that's what it's like in the helmet. So I think sound wise, the seal I think is quite good anyway, but if they wanted to put a lock on it as well to make sure that it's definitely 100% sealed, then I think that's only a good thing. In addition to this, visor mechanism will now include a visor pin which will allow additional security for the visor to be fully closed. It's a visor pin, so I'm guessing like the LS2 where it's got the lock on the front here, it's like a catch, and it goes in, and as you kind of push it in, it locks, it clasps around it and kind of locks it in place. So yeah, it'll be something along those lines. We would love for you to give the Atlas 2.0 a try on its release. We think you will truly love it. If there's anything else I can help you with in the meantime, please let me know. I don't know the name of the person that sent that, but that was from the Ruroc team. So thank you very much for that, Ruroc. I hope this video kind of gets back to you. As I said, like, I genuinely hope that they carry out these little changes and stuff like that, because I genuinely do think that this will at one point be the perfect helmet for somebody. I think it's a really good design. It just needs a couple of little tweaks in it and things just to kind of finish it off. So that brings me to the end of the video. So you can sort of like skip through it. If you would like to subscribe, then obviously please do. Then, you know, this is just kind of, I'm not sure how many videos I'm going to do. I may well do some more in the future and things, especially when I do get my new helmet. I might do a review on that as well. As I said, yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope it hasn't been kind of like too boring. I'm not exactly sure how to put the timestamps in and things for videos and stuff, but if I do any more, then this is something that I may well pick up along the line. But please feel free just to kind of skip through it if you like. If you want to hear about the Ruroc one, then obviously go towards the latter third of the video, and then the AGV at the start, and then obviously the LS2 from that point now. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it, and I hope it's kind of given somebody or some of you a bit of an insight into a couple of different helmets and a bit of advice on the Ruroc Atlas helmet. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.